In this review, watch me struggle to review a male figure. Actually, two of them. Hasbro, if you're listening, for this pricey Gamerverse 2-pack, people want something like a Psylocke and Thanos 2-pack. Psylocke alone sold out that set. Also, a signature thing about my reviews, the possibility of ending up with a defective figure that you should watch out for. This seems to be common as my shop received two of these defective figures, so stay tuned. There are two things certain in life. The sun rises in the morning, and Hasbro will repaint any chance they get. This is the third Omega Red in case you missed adding him to your collection. Hasbro already gave you 3 chances already. This is your call to action. Please get this Walmart exclusive 2-pack so we don't see a 4th Omega Red again. Hasbro did guarantee if they give you a second chance or a third chance for this case, they will do things differently. A new head sculpt and a different shade of skin, making kit bashing and head swaps somewhat difficult. But is it for Omega Red? Is it similar to Rogue wherein her skin colors are so inconsistent? Let's find out later in the head swaps. Compared to the second Omega Red or the first repaint from the Wolverine 50th Anniversary 5-pack, this new Omega Red is better. New shoulder pads and straps molded differently to match the game. He only comes with one head sculpt, but the ponytail is removable so you can position it in windswept or straight down. At least the facial expression is intense, screaming, perfect for battle. I would have loved teeth clenching too, but with Hasbro, you can't have everything, even if they call it Maximum Series. For the body, we are dialing it back to the past, to the first Omega Red body with holes on the shoulder. This isn't a bad thing because it's what Omega Red is supposed to be. Hasbro retooled this body with a new torso to remove the holes on the shoulder, as seen in Retro Venom and Warpath. The new tentacles are reused but on a different color. It has a metallic finish unlike the first one which was a dull gray plastic. You can still do his in-game signature moves even if they are molded in shape, though I would have preferred bendy white tentacles, just like what they did with Sauron's tail. Since the tentacles are not bendy wired, there is a struggle to wrap it around Rogue. Unlike the older Omega Reds, Hasbro is feeling a bit generous this time. He has a pair of closed fist hands and a pair of open palm expressive hands. Both hinge forward and back, though wrist armor makes it a bit tricky and restrictive. The Omega logo on the fist is slightly smaller compared to the first Omega Red. I prefer the Omega logo of the first Omega Red because it is larger and thinner. For collectors deciding which version is the best, let's do a quick side-by-side comparison of all the Omega Reds. The older head sculpts don't have a removable ponytail, which makes posing a little bit limited. For skin color, they're mostly bright white too, so unless you have a strong lighting setup, they can look completely washed out. The new Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends Gamerverse Omega Red fixes that. It has dark washes that really bring out the sculpt of his face, even in casual lighting. The eyebrows paint has definitely improved too. You can see a gradual evolution from the first Omega Red release to this Gamerverse version. The 2025 Gamerverse Omega Red and the 2018 Sauron Build-A-Figure Omega Red both have painted metal cheek pieces, while the Wolverine 5-pack versions uses translucent ones. Interestingly, only the 2018 Omega Red from the Sauron Build-A-Figure wave doesn't have its Omega logo painted on the headband. So here's the collector question for you. Which Omega Red has a better Omega logo? Let me know in the comments below. The shoulder pads and straps from the previous Omega Reds are identical, with paint being the only difference. This new Gamerverse version has a brand new sculpt designed to match the game art. The same applies to the knees. The Gamerverse Omega Red has a completely new knee sculpt, whereas the Wolverine 5-pack Omega Red reused the old mold from the first one. So far, I'm preferring this new Walmart exclusive Gamerverse Omega Red compared to the older versions. Not only is his costume accurate to the game, but it is also accurate to his first appearance look as designed and drawn by Jim Lee. If you end up picking this one and you have the other two, you can perform one of his Marvel vs. Capcom 2 signature moves, crossover combination of the Omega Destroyer. Next up, War Machine. I won't pretend I own every version, but I do have most of my Marvel Legends Rogue and performed head swaps in a prior review. I hope you check that one out after this. I missed the first Deluxe War Machine and the Retro Iron Man War Machine. So I was bound to get this one, hoping Hasbro won't do a third repaint. The new Marvel Legends War Machine comes with only one head sculpt. It's a repaint of the Retro War Machine head. The armor is fully sculpted, black armor overlay on top of a cyan silver. This is Model 11 armor. It's comic book accurate, though in the game, he's wearing the Model 13, which is a gray version of the Iron Man modular suit. Instead of giving War Machine an upgrade, it seems to be a downgrade because this time around, he has only one shoulder cannon, so you can't do one of his signature moves from the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 game, the War Destroyer, or the dual cannon moves from the game, which includes Smart Bomb. So, this is the budget War Machine of all War Machines when it comes to firepower. Even if Hasbro made a new upper torso just to remove that right shoulder cannon peg. I don't know what's wrong, but just like Omega Red, War Machine has pins on his knees. He has double jointed pinless elbows, but the knees has pins. Here is where I noticed something missing. His left knee is missing some plastic. Not a lot, but so noticeable from the packaging because his knees are bent. So when you're picking up this 2-pack from Walmart, be sure to check the knees first before bringing them to checkout. In terms of the actual game, he does not appear like this, only in artwork, so he is not an essential addition to your Marvel vs. Capcom in-game roster. If you pick up this War Machine, you are mainly getting it for the artwork nostalgia and the new effects. But this is a budget, comic book accurate War Machine Model 11. I noticed a peg hole on the blast and the missile. There is no effect stand included, so I grabbed the stand from the Maximum Series Spider-Man. I tried it out, but it is not tall enough. It's only useful for knee-down firing poses at a lower angle, not an eye-level explosion. It should be always lower. If you want the projectile to be positioned any higher, you will need an assist. Just like Omega Red, War Machine comes with 4 hands. It's the standard Iron Man hands in black plastic, a pair of closed fist hands, which can hinge forward and back. Contrary to this one, he comes with a pair of open palm expressive hands which cannot hinge at all. The open palm blasting hands are compatible with Marvel Legends blast effects. The feet can also attach the effects for dynamic poses. Based on what I've shown you so far, Hasbro's recycling business is healthy and strong. So, are you gonna support Hasbro's recycling business by purchasing this Walmart exclusive War Machine vs. Omega Red 2-pack? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this review useful, I hope you give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and share this with your friends. For places where the figures in this review might still be available, I left some links in the description below. The War Machine vs Omega Red 2-pack is a Walmart exclusive.
I'm Tigerknight!
Since the Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends Gamerverse Omega Red comes with only one head sculpt, let's try out some head swaps. Starting with the original, the 2018 Omega Red from the Sauron Build-A-Figure. The Omega logo on his headband is not painted on, but the great thing about this figure being white skin, the variety of shade is limited for white. This means even if the new one has dark washes on the arms, it's still white, so the head swap will work. This is the head you use when you don't want Omega Red shouting or just you want him to stand with a stoic look. Another option if you want to give Omega Red a stoic look is from the Wolverine 5-pack. It's the Omega Red head with teeth grinding. Do you prefer this one for your stoic Omega Red look or the other one? Also from that Wolverine 5-pack is a shouting Omega Red head. Is this better than the Gamerverse head? Let me know in the comments below. The new Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends series Gamerverse War Machine action figure stands 16.4 cm or 6.5 inches tall. According to Marvel.com, James Rhodes' height when in armor is 6 feet 6 inches tall, making this figure just right for its comic book height. Omega Red, on the other hand, is 18 cm or 7 inches tall. According to the X-Men Impulse trading card, Arcady is 6 feet 6 inches tall, making this figure quite taller than his actual comic book height. 6-inch scale Hasbro Marvel Legends Gamerverse size comparison with Marrow, Psylocke, and Thanos. Gamerverse Psylocke is one of my best reviews in the channel. I had to make 3 of them. Or is it 4 if you count the top 10 of 2025 so far video? Hope you check it out. From the Spider-Man PlayStation game, Symbiote Suit Spider-Man, Spirit Spider, and from the Marvel Snap game, Savage Land Rogue and Shanna, which has a cheeky and unique review in my channel. Different sizes of Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man Miles Morales with those hips, Secret Wars Spider-Man, Maximum Series Spider-Man, which I suspect Hasbro will simply repaint into a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 colors and release it as a Gamerverse. And to the far right of your screen, the old GOAT Spider-Man, Renew Your Vow Spider-Man. Different sizes of Marvel Legends Female, Teenage Female X-23, Muscular Regular Size Female X-Factor Jean Grey, which hopefully will be the future generic female body mold Hasbro will use. Another one I hope Hasbro would start reusing again is Warbird from the 85th anniversary wave. And a tall lady with a smirk of confidence, Fantastic Four She-Hulk. X-Men 97 size comparison, Rogue, Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean Grey. Currently, I consider these characters as my default Marvel vs. Capcom 2 figures. Capcom size comparison, 6-inch scale Jada Toys, Sagat, Kami, Blanca, and Ryu. War Machine and Omega Red fits just right in with the Capcom combatants. 1/12 scale Medicom Toy Mafex Brown Costume Wolverine and Daredevil. 6-inch scale executive replicas and loose collector figures from Crusade Comics, She, and from Dynamite Comics, Red Sonja. Darna, Philippines Wonder Woman by Loose Collector and Halimao Sculptures, and the Drunken Master from Loose Collector's Burning Hammer line, Master Wee Lee. For a 6-inch scale Marvel Legends vs 7-inch scale Diamond Select Toys, the 80th anniversary Marvel Hulk versus the Marvel Select Immortal Hulk or the Rampaging Hulk. For packaging, a vintage arcade game theme rectangular box with a window, you can see the figures and the accessories. Bottom says War Machine vs Omega Red. On the left side is War Machine and on the right side is Omega Red. Back is a product render of War Machine vs Omega Red. A short read-up in several languages. Pause it right now if you want to have a read. Some warning, trademarks, and legalities. Bottom is a consumer info and barcode. A reminder to recycle, just like what Hasbro does. Top is the Gamerverse logo. Unboxing the Marvel Legends series Gamerverse War Machine vs Omega Red. Background is a generic game background. Single tray containing War Machine and Omega Red along with their accessories. Omega Red Articulation, it's difficult to move his head from side to side because the scope of his hair is so long. He cannot look up and barely look down. He has a swivel on his ponytail. His arms can extend that far. He can do a full 360. Omega Red has a butterfly joint. It's difficult to maximize the movement for that because of his shoulder pads. He can crunch forward that much, crunch back that far. A bicep swivel right here, double jointed pinless elbows, wrist swivel. Hard to hinge his hands forward and back because of the wrist guard. He has a waist swivel, can do a split, upper thigh swivel right here, double jointed knees with pins, can kick forward, feet can hinge forward and back, and has an ankle rocker. War Machine Articulation, his head can move from left to right, can look up and look down, his arms can extend that far, do a full 360 right here, bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows, wrist can swivel, hinge his hands forward and back for the closed fist hands, can crunch forward, crunch back, has a waist swivel. War Machine can do a split, he has an upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees with pins, he doesn't have a lower calf swivel, feet can hinge forward and back, and has an ankle rocker. Is this Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends series Gamerverse War Machine vs Omega Red worth getting? Only selected characters get the full Gamerverse treatment. Hasbro is mainly recycling here. A third Omega Red, a third War Machine with minor tweaks. Difficult to pose for in-game moves compared to the SH Figuarts. Based on promo images of Cyclops and Spider-Man, they look better articulated to do those in-game poses. The Marvel Legends Gamerverse Psylocke wasn't fully game accurate either, except maybe for her thighs. For true Gamerverse collectors, Juggernaut and Gargantos are more worth it. For this set, you may have to skip this one. It's only great for nostalgia and display, keeping in mind their articulation may not be enough to perform those iconic game moves. In my reviews, I try to copy those game moves. Here is a playlist on the top right corner of your screen for the Gamerverse figures. So, are you picking up this Marvel Legends Gamerverse War Machine vs Omega Red? Or will you wait if SH Figuarts release a better one? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this review useful. If you do, please share this with your friends. It helps my channel a lot. Give it a like, subscribe, and comment so the YouTube algorithm knows that this is an engaging review and is worth suggesting to other Marvel Legends collectors. I hope to see you in the next one.